You're now listening to the Zod and Drea podcast.
All right, people, welcome to season 2 of the Zod and Drea podcast. So this is it. It's July 4th. Happy Independence Day to those in the United States who are celebrating with your barbecues and fireworks and the days off.
And your loved ones and your family members.
And your family members, everybody who matters to you. We hope you're spending a good time, a good portion of the day with those you care about. They mean something. So what's up? What's up?
I'm just still like this. I'm just happy. Like this is season 2.
It's season 2. We've already been doing this for a year.
Mm-hmm. It went by fast.
It went by really quickly. I was talking to my man Roy today, who said that he saw the season opener that we had yesterday, and he's gonna check it out a little bit more, go into depth. And I was like thinking, man, when I wrote back to him. Like, you were my man Roy, he was one of the first people that called in when we were, really pushing the promotion. He was one of the first people that actually called in, and he was giving us a lot of ideas on, our think tank and everything. So, shout out to Roy Schuler. And Cheesecakes by Chester. If you're out there in the Allentown, I think it's Allentown, Pennsylvania area, make sure you check out Cheesecakes by Chester and, pick up some of his delicious cheesecakes. So, shout out to Roy.
Thank you, Roy.
Yeah. So let's get into this. We have a new format. You're going to hear a few things that are different, but actually the format's pretty much similar, but you're going to hear some things different. We're going to go into a little bit more in depth, and our podcasts are going to change. The website changed a little bit. I mean, I'm excited about what's about to happen, so make sure you check it out.
Right, change is good. Don't be afraid, everybody. It's going to be good stuff.
So we're doing the threes now. There are going to be 3 topics that we're going to be talking about specifically in every single podcast, and one's going to be major, and the other 2 are going to be minors. And for the 2 minors on this one, the relationship, so there's relationship, entertainment, and politics. And for the relationship, we're going to talk about travel destinations with your loved ones.
Ooh, where to go, where to spend some time together.
Some money with your loved ones.
Mm-hmm. And then really find out if you really love each other after the trip.
Yeah, for real. So in the entertainment, we're going to talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce versus your relationship. So not just Jay-Z and Beyonce, but versus your relationships. Let's do a little comparison there.
Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting what people do.
No doubt. So, of course, that's the entertainment section. But what we're going to talk about with the political topic is...
And given the 4th of July theme weekend, we have defining patriotism and what it means to be an American.
All right, people. So let's get into it now and... let's roll into season 2, and we're going to be talking about relationships.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, no doubt. So, the travel. Travel.
Where do you want to go? Or where have you gone with your loved one? Was it out of the country? Out of state?
Not even. You know what? I want to talk about travel destinations and where do you want to go. Not so much even where you've been. People always have this idea of where they want to go. And I mean, it's summertime, so you're seeing all your timelines on your Facebook timelines and Instagram pictures of all these people. And I got friends that are in Ibiza now, in Cancun. They're in some really nice destinations.
Russia.
Paris. I got friends in Paris. England. I have, Sharon is over in England right now. Got some really nice, I think she's living in a castle, to tell you the truth, for a month with her family.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, it's wild. So, the travel destinations with your loved ones, it's like, when you have your relationship, you want to be able to go places where you'll be able to experience new things. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, destinations outside of the country, although that's really beautiful. But it's good to learn even within the country. We live in such a large country that people don't even travel. I mean, there are people I know in New York who haven't been out of New York. New York City from birth to 30, 40 years, it's like, yo, you can't even go to Jersey. Like everywhere just seems foreign to them. It's like, where do you want to take your loved ones? You want to experience new things with them. So why not take them somewhere that's either cost effective? You can take a train somewhere. I mean, Shoot, think about it.
Well, yeah. Well, I was just thinking about Amtrak, and that's a whole other subject.
I mean, Amtrak is one thing, but I mean, you can take something local. You can take a New Jersey Transit somewhere, or go all the way down to South Jersey.
Oh yeah, East Coast, you got all that transportation.
Yeah, we got all that in the East Coast.
I'm just thinking of the West Coast, like
West Coast. It's hard here in Phoenix. It's almost impossible without a car, but you can rent a car, and even if you rent it for a day, people go to Sedona, go to Montezuma's Castle, and just check it. Go on a little vacation somewhere where you can at least stay overnight.
Right. Go to Tucson. Go even south of Tucson. And we have some friends that are in town right now that are going to the wineries.
Yeah.
It's in South
Santa
Tucson.
Rita. Yeah, in Santa Rita. Lou and Michelle. They're over there in Santa Rita just doing a little wine thing. Came out here from the East Coast so that they can just enjoy that. So what are the travel destinations you're thinking of? I mean, the one thing we're going to do is one place I've always wanted to go. Well, there are a bunch of places I wanted to go. But one that's on my list is Vancouver. I've always wanted to go to Vancouver. And so, it's summertime. It's really hot here. So why not do something different? So Zod and Dre are going to take the show on the road. Hopefully within, another week or so, barring any family tragedies or anything crazy.
Or any more forest fires that are blocking on the freeway.
Oh, please, geez, hopefully nothing happens. But, we're going to rent a car and drive from Phoenix left to California, and then all the way up through, all kinds of cities and states, and wind up in Vancouver, and then come back down to Seattle and fly back. So you're going to wind up seeing a lot of our posts on the road from travel destinations.
Right. And what's going to be great is that we're incorporating our friends and people that we love and care about and that matter to us in this trip too. So it'll be a quick trip, but this way we'll include them in our experience, take some pictures with them, some Snapchats, and they are also part of the Zod and Drea podcast too. So you get to get a glimpse of who's important to us too in our lives.
Yeah, not just important to us, but also you get to see maybe some places that you haven't been to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you haven't been to San Diego, or Los Angeles,
or Seattle,
or Sacramento, or Portland, or Vancouver.
Right, I haven't been to Vancouver or Seattle.
Oakland, San Francisco. It depends on where we hit and how long we're able to hit those places for. But we're just going north. And even if we go through and we just stop off for an hour to eat somewhere, and we're going to record on it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to post it, and it's a travel destination. So let us know what you guys think,
and also let us know too about. Just post to us, where is it that you guys want to go? Where is it you want to go with your loved one? What have you thought about that? Someplace different. Maybe you have a standard place. Oh, we always go to Cabo. Oh, we always go to Disneyland every summer. Wouldn't you want to change it up a little bit? What would that look like?
And take pictures and post them up too. We don't mind sharing pictures. So if you see us on the website or on the Facebook page, post up, let us know what you think. That's one thing that we want to do, and we're going to be experiencing it. So make sure you check out the Zod and Drea podcast from the road soon.
This will be fun.
Yeah. So entertainment section now. Let's talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce for a second, and then it'll be versus your relationship.
Well, okay, so we know that he just released his new album, right? Was it 444?
Yeah, so 444, yeah.
And this album's getting a lot of media attention because it's almost like in a response to Beyonce's album last year, Lemonade, where she called him out and called out their relationship, that he had an affair, that he cheated on her. And so in this album, he claims that, yeah, I did, and I screwed up.
Yeah, and people are even associating it with Solange beating him up in the elevator, that had something to do with it. Who knows? I don't get into all of that, to tell you the truth. I don't care about Beyonce and Jay-Z's relationship. They've been at it for a while. They got some kids, and they're doing their thing as a married couple. Theirs is a little different because theirs is under a microscope, but it's also their business relationship is different than anybody else's. Not so much anybody else's. There are other people who are married in entertainment, but theirs is different, that they are such large stars in their genres.
It's almost like I look at their relationship as it's a corporation, because think of all the people that are dependent upon their relationship to generate money.
Yeah, and I think they even have to know it. I mean, what was that Jay-Z line? I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. It's like, it's like they are, they're pretty much, if not already, they are going to be $1 billion couple. like I think it was really close like last year, but they're just making money, churning out money, and making a way for their kids, which is really good from where they came from. And they have their relationship. They've been they've been into it for a long time. Like, Jay-Z's song,
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde.
Like, that was a long ass time ago when you think about it. Like, geez, Beyonce looked all young, and
I remember that time too. There was all this controversy because people were like, "No, Beyonce's so innocent. Why is she with him?"
But it worked out. It worked out in a way, especially business-wise. So people are up in arms though. Like, they go, "Oh, the Beehive is gonna come and whatever," and "Oh, Jay-Z's a dick," and you cheat on Beyonce. Oh my God, if she was my girl, blah blah blah. How do you cheat on her? She's the wife of the mother of your child. And I sit there, and this is where the Jay-Z and Beyonce versus your relationship comes in.
Well, let's think about it. Like, they're human beings, okay? Again, granted, I am not at all consenting to cheating. That's not my thing. But what I do look at them is they are human beings. They are a man and a woman that are creating a life together, right? And they have the pressures of the world on them. And Jay-Z got girls all over the place throwing
girls. Like,
girls
he
adore.
has said things in his rhymes that it's like, of course, bro, of course you do. Like, you're one of the biggest rappers ever.
Women will come to you just because of the power that you wield.
So this is gonna happen. And you think Beyonce doesn't have dick thrown at her everywhere? Look, I don't know if she has, but it wouldn't
It's like raining.
Shock me if she cheated on Jay-Z. It wouldn't shock me.
No.
But here's the versus your relationship. People are sitting there comparing, Jay-Z. And these are people who, I'm telling you, have cheated on their friggin' spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends with, like, bums. Mm-hmm. So you're sitting there cheating but you're mad because Jay may have cheated on Beyonce. So what does that make you? Does that mean that whoever your girl is less than?
Exactly. Like, we are all in the same pool together, okay? Yes, they have created a business together. Yes, they are setting standards for what a couple of color can create together. But again, they are human. And from what it seems, she forgave him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they're making money off of it. So from you listening, you bought lemonade in droves. And now Jay's gonna, people are gonna buy 444 in droves. So they're doing something that you aren't.
They're fine.
They're making money off of their relationship and their woes and, their hurt feelings off of you. And you're cheating on, Bessie from down the street.
Right. Why couldn't Bessie be just as equally beautiful and wonderful as Beyonce?
Like this is what I'm saying. So please do not judge them because they're just a regular. In reality, they're a regular couple. They bleed, they live, they die, just like anybody else.
And have children.
And they have kids. And you guys are winding up doing the same thing, cheating on whoever the hell you're with. Because I've seen it. I've seen it up close. I've had those discussions.
Please listen carefully. Please listen
carefully. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Zod.
And I'm Drea.
And we want you to check out the Zod and Drea podcast every Tuesday.
Where can everybody find us at?
You can always check us out on www.zodanddrea.com.
Where else?
You can always check us out also on Facebook at Zod and Drea.
Instagram?
Zod and Drea.
Snapchat?
Zod and Drea.
YouTube?
Zod and Drea.
I see a pattern.
So if you haven't caught that, catch us at Zod and Drea on all the social networks. But also, make sure you subscribe to the Zod and Drea podcast. Where?
At zodanddrea.com.
And also on YouTube and iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. We're coming for you.
Let us know what you think. And if you want to be a guest, reach out to us.
And put all of your input into whatever our topics are for the week. So we hope to check you out and see you there.
Bye.
All right, people, let's do this. Let's do this.
This is good.
This is now the political section on this particular podcast. And basically what we're going to be talking about is defining patriotism and what it means to be an American. What it means to be American, I should say.
We have to take a pause at this. Take a look at what's been going on in the past, since November, or even like you want to say during the campaign season. There was just this ugly side that you saw of what who is embodied in this country, who claims to be a patriot, who claims to be a true American and wants to make America great again.
Exactly.
And it's ugly of what that came out of. And it's not my view of it. I know many really true-hearted, good people don't appreciate this ugly view now of what's going on with America. But it does make you question, what does it mean to be an American? What is that? And I know we touched on this before in our previous podcast. I think it was a few months ago or so. But we wanted to take a little deeper dive on what does that really mean now to be an American and to be patriot.
Well, it's the word patriot. Like when in my lifetime, I should say, not even in my lifetime, but in my recent within my lifetime, and probably yours, but you remember the Tea Party Patriots?
Mm-hmm.
When Obama was running for president, all of a sudden the Tea Party they were like, oh shit, hell no, Tea Party came up, and all these people like, no, because this
Government's not going to tell me what to do with my life.
I mean, we all know it's because a black guy was about to be president and all this other stuff, and they were not feeling that. So all of a sudden, this militia of right-wing conservatives came out of the blue talking about their Tea Party patriots, and I mean, if you're going to be a Tea Party patriot, okay, number one, and a lot of these people who voted in this last election are quote-unquote at least former Tea Party patriots. We're talking about the Boston Tea Party, which was a riot. It was a riot against the government, and this is what this was. So if you're a Tea Party patriot, what made you more of a patriot than some of the people who are in the streets rioting for real for their lives? Mm-hmm. Because people are getting shot and killed by cops, and they're not being represented. People keep looking them over. The powder keg has reached a tipping point. It's exploding. And they're not considered patriots. People are like, no, you're just, you're just a rioter and you're just a thug and all this other stuff. But these people, looting CVS stores isn't
right.
That's frustration. It's frustration from the people who aren't frustrated are calm. That's why you don't get people in Wall Street who riot. They don't have a reason to. They literally don't have to break into stores because they made money over people and they are comfortable. They're comfortable where they are.
They benefit off the chaos.
Oh, they always do.
They benefit. Come on.
I mean, it's not an insurance company. Like, they always benefit.
Right.
But it's like the word patriot then, like, why are these people not patriots? Like, when you see, this is literally a modern day Tea Party. When you see people out there doing that, they are going against the authority. They are going against the cops. But the pickers and choosers tend to look at history like, oh, we're going to call ourselves patriots or Tea Party patriots and not know what don't tread on me. Cool. These people aren't taking it anymore. They're not letting people tread on them. And then
when they stand up for themselves,
all of a sudden they're thugs and they're everything but patriots.
It's like then you get this militia force at them with pellet guns, with mace, and it's nuts.
Yeah, but then again, see, and here we go again with the cyclical cycle where you start shooting them with pellet guns and everything else, and then people start calling the cops, the authority, patriots. Mm-hmm. Whenever a cop dies or gets shot, it's like, oh my God, the internet has to stop. We've got to seek another way. Nobody here is endorsing, shooting cops or anything, but it's just their lives become way more valuable. They become patriots. You got to salute them. It's like, oh my God, now. But as soon as somebody's dead by a cop, and it's filmed in high def 4K video for everybody to see, directed by Steven Spielberg, on the street. People are like, oh, wait a minute. Let's
see. Was that person a thug?
Yeah, was he doing?
Did they have a record?
What were they doing?
Why did they run?
I know the cop said, let me see your license. Yeah. He went in for his license and he shot him 35 times.
You weren't doing anything wrong. You wouldn't be running.
Exactly. If you weren't black. So, who's the patriot here? People think, it's 4th of July now, so people are celebrating the birth of America. This was not, the birth of the current America, I should say, because obviously one existed before then.
The idea of one.
Yeah, because, consider this. It should be birth of the government. To tell you the
Pretty
truth,
much,
really, it's
yeah.
really the birth of the government. So, the birth of the government here in the country, because everything was good. There were governments, they were just tribal.
Mm-hmm.
They were chilling. Everybody was having a good old time. Free land, had free meat running around, killing. I mean, life was love.
Agriculture was going just fine in the
Everything was just
Southwest too. Everybody was
fine.
having a good
And then
time and
some.
chilling.
But like most things, they come over here and, they're like, you know what? We can do better. We're
Which
going to bring you disease and we're going to do better.
Right, and which people, come on. The story that you've been fed when you were a kid that, oh, these people from Europe wanted to come to make this land this wonderful place
No,
and
they
people
didn't.
greeted them with open arms. It's a lie. Remember, England used the United States as a dumping ground for all of the people they didn't want or they felt
Yeah,
that
they're
was not
criminals.
good enough to breed in their country.
So
This
they
was
brought,
a dumping ground.
yeah, just like in Australia, the same thing. England
Mm-hmm.
threw them over there for all the criminals. The criminals went
The
to Australia.
criminals or the people of color or people that they were,
I
as
mean,
they defined, lower class.
there were already indigenous people there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that same frame, it's like, okay, so are these people patriots because they have ancestors who came from Europe and now they're I mean, the people who came over here originally were not patriots because they were expats. They
Yes.
actually came over from England or in Spain and Portugal and a whole bunch of other places in Europe to set up shop, kill the natives here, and then they're like, you know what, we're American. It's like, no.
Yeah, they defined the king already.
Yeah, so it's only the people that were probably born after then because you didn't have a choice. Just like I am, like, why would I not be considered a patriot? Because what? I never joined the military. In fact, I'm not really for the military. I think that our military is too large. It's me personally. I think that our military is too large. We don't need to police the world. We don't need to do that. That policing the world doesn't make you a patriot. Saying, hey, you know what? I don't like what they're doing over there in that brown country. Let's go get a whole bunch of young people here. I'm Congress, and I don't have anybody in my family who's registered. But I'm going to send over all you brown guys and all you other poor guys.
And women.
And you're going to go over to this other country, and you're going to go fight our war, and because we're pissed off at them. You're not, because you have nothing to do with it, but you are the muscle. So you're going in there to eradicate shit in someone else's country. And when they do, they kill them all. It's like, wow, you come over here, you get an award because you're a patriot. And I have to define, it's like, okay, so then why was Dr. King not a patriot? I mean, now people say he is, but it's like you have an argument with some of the people nowadays. They're funny. Oh my God, Obama set race relationships back 95 years, Obama, it's his fault. Well, how? Because he said Trayvon Martin could have been his son, so he set race, he made all of white people hate all of you black people. And he set race relationships. Martin Luther King Jr. is spinning in his grave. And I'm like, okay, who killed Martin Luther King? Because they thought he was a communist. They didn't think he was a patriot. Black people didn't kill him. Black people really liked him a lot. White people didn't start liking him until after his name was a holiday. And even over here in Arizona, John McCain and a whole bunch of other people didn't want that to happen in what? I mean,
85, I think it was. 86?
No, because I think it was later because in Public Enemy's Apocalypse 91 album, they had Till I Get to Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
So it had to be around 90,
when it was finally changed.
Something like that. So we're not talking about a long-ass time ago. So don't love Dr. King now because the people didn't like him then. So you may like, he's spinning in his grave. No, he's not. He's spinning in his grave because who we have for president right now, who you also, or a lot of people define as a patriot.
Who is a draft dodger.
Dodger draft. Oh, his heel spurs.
And how many times before he was president would communicate on his Twitter account how it was dumb for America to be part of any of these wars that have been happening lately?
It's like not just that, but he would openly insult a U.S. sitting president in that manner. So he would openly that's not a patriot. The man was born in the United States. Unless you thought that the Illuminati was in effect and somewhere in the 1950s was like, this man right here is going to be this baby, this infant here is going to be president. So put this his birth into the newspaper. When they announce his birth, and it's like please, really, his mom was from Kansas. I mean, the dude is an American citizen. Like, what? Muslim. He's a Muslim.
But now that he's in
Kenyan.
office, he's mad at anybody that calls him out and calls them unpatriotic.
And then, well, I mean, we can go on him about like.
Yeah, that's another 2 hours.
You know, I mean, going on that though, like Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen it. So here, and this is great for 4th of July. I know I'm talking a lot, but I can't help it. Colin Kaepernick takes a knee silently during a game. No one notices it happen. He did it like a bunch of times before somebody finally noticed. So instead of putting his hand in his heart, you know, that we're taught to do, that we're programmed to do as a kid, and look at the flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance or when the flag is going on. But to everyone else, like, what does the flag mean to you? Oh, well, you're a patriot. You know, some people were trying to define that Colin Kaepernick was insulting veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans don't own the flag. People in the military do not own the flag, and they don't defend the flag. When they go over to the United States, they're not defending the flag. They're going over there because the U.S. Congress sent them over there with the idea that you're defending the United... No, defending the United States would be somebody attacking us here.
Right.
And they're being an army, and they're defending within our borders. They aren't. They're going outside.
It's like the flag is a person. That's
sort
how,
of.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
they're trying to own.
Right.
They're trying to own.
Trying to make it. I was just listening to this week on NPR. There was this guy that was interviewed. He's like this flag expert of the globe, right? He studies flags and how they are created and all this stuff. He said that for the United States is the one country that has the most laws and regulations regarding the flag, how to use it, how to fold it,
crazy.
how to be around it. He's like, no other country has so many like policies about what to do with this flag. And then he even mentioned it too. He's like, it's just like it's this entity, like you just can't go around it. They've got so much around it, more than any other country.
And it's just a flag. It's the symbolism. What makes someone a patriot is, to me, loving your country because you're changing it for the better. You know, there is no status quo. You got people who are sitting here waving the Confederate flag. That's not loving your country. In fact, that's not patriotism at all. That's a flag that represents, you know, secession, that you're trying to break off from the Union. Like, that's a rebel flag.
The human beings that are right now going through hell just to get to this country, to immigrate to this country, are not... I doubt that they have the symbol of the flag in their mind of, this is the reason why I'm being starved, why I'm dying in the desert, because of the flag. No, it's because of the possibility of what can be created here in this country.
But even so, like going back to military people, like I feel bad for them because I feel that they're pawns and they're being used. And are they patriots? The ones who believe they are joining the military to make the country better because they think they're safer, yes, they are. Mm-hmm. Because they have a love for the country. To me, it may be distorted, but in their hearts, they're a patriot because they're willing to put their lives on the line for what they believe or what they've been told. I think Congress sells them a real big bill of goods, and they should be very honest with what they do to these people.
I know for my family, my uncles and my dad, they were forced to go to war. They were forced
Vietnam.
into it. But the end result was they were able to receive an education for free.
Yeah, you know,
they were given benefits.
the GI Bill.
Yeah. They were able to prosper because of that. So that I feel is a patriot because they came back, used what the government provided for them, which is still not enough to this day, but at least built on something that they didn't have that opportunity before to do. Is that still available for guys that are 18 or 19 going into the service right now? I don't know.
So to me, it's like defining patriotism, what it means to be American. It's somebody who doesn't just accept the status quo. Mm-hmm. They don't just accept what is right now and it's never going to change and that's it. No, they want equality for everybody. They're willing to die for that equality. They're willing to fight and stand up and speak for that equality from within our borders. ISIS is not the one who is going to stop you. ISIS is not the ones who are making policies.
They don't care about you.
They don't care about. They're not. Yeah, sure, they want to blow up a couple things, but they are not the ones who are stopping policy. The president is, and Congress is. Those are the ones who have the power to stop everything.
Those powerful white men are trying to dictate this country for the next 40 years.
And do you think that's patriotism?
No.
The question's up to you, so you have to answer that for yourself. Well, I know I can go on. I swear I can go on forever on this. It's like I want to make sure veterans don't think that I'm dissing. I'm being like, if anything, it's the contrary. Because I care about what happens. I just don't like people being told something and then going out fighting for a belief that the people who told them to believe in don't believe themselves. Like, that annoys the hell out of me, and I feel bad for them for that.
And if you're going into it knowing that, hey, I'm going to use and abuse all the benefits that they're going to give me, do it. Make it happen. Give those benefits to your family and really grow on the opportunity for you. But please be careful, and please know that the value of you isn't tied to a flag.
All right, and then make sure you check us out on www.zodandrea.com. At Zodandrea on everything from Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, to SoundCloud. I mean, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. You can find us everywhere.
Season 2.
All right, Season 2 started. It's a wrap.